Hello and welcome back to episode number 9 of Total Squad FC podcast. Guys, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing
Fantastic.
fantastic.
It's a good day. It's a great day to
First
watch
Indeed.
football.
first of all, Guti, what jersey are you wearing? I gotta see it, man.
I'm
I
wearing a
haven't
Madrid
asked.
jersey like always.
No, that's a fake Madrid jersey.
That's not a fake Madrid jersey.
You get that from the official Real Madrid shop?
No, I don't have euros.
Oh, you can buy it in dollars, man. Don't give me that.
Well, I'm not
Don't
gonna
give me
buy
that.
shit from Real Madrid shop. I'm a Barca fan, man. Why would I do that?
You're a London City fan according to your background.
Me too. I'm also an Orlando City fan, a Chelsea fan, an Everton fan. Um,
Tottenham fan? Arsenal?
I'm a Tottenham fan. Definitely an Arsenal fan
All
and
right.
Dortmund fan.
Oh, you're a loser. Get off this podcast, man. Fucking loser boy.
Well,
All
I don't know.
right, so we had a great round of games this weekend. The first one we're gonna talk about is gonna be that Chelsea 2, Tottenham 2, goals by Reese, and who scored the first one? I can't remember who scored the first one with Chelsea. I'm trying to pull it up. And
Not Koulibaly.
Koulibaly. No, yeah, it was Koulibaly. It was Koulibaly.
What's
And
Koulibaly?
goals
Yeah,
by
yeah, the
Hojberg
volley.
and Kane. Guti, give us your thoughts on this game. What are your thoughts on it?
Honestly, man, it was super clutch goal in the 96th minute, but I think it was really undeserved. Like, besides the fact that right before that, because it was the second corner, and on the first one, Cucurella, he got his hold on, he just disappeared. Cucurella just got his hair pulled completely right off his head from Romero. And I don't know, I guess Romero was kind of like on edge, like his nerves, because he just finished fighting Havertz and they were down, obviously. But like it was like a clear foul, and they even like VAR checked it, and they said, "Okay, let's just move on." And then they took the corner, and boom, they scored right there. Obviously, Kane, he had nothing to do with that, but it was still undeserved overall. Tottenham, they were getting dominated all game. I'm surprised they tied it up. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing is that my problem with it was, I don't know, like, talk about that corner and stuff. I believe they did VAR check it actually, and they
They
just
did, yeah.
didn't. And then they didn't. They didn't. What a save! Sorry, I'm watching the Real Madrid game, obviously, but no, they VAR checked. I'm surprised. I mean, at least they should have called a foul on it. If not a red card, I mean, I think at least that was a foul. Um, they couldn't call it. I hate blaming the referees for decisions for games because I feel like that's kind of like an easy way out when your team plays bad. But to me, Chelsea was the better team for the whole game today. They dominated the game.
Definitely.
When Richarlison came on, the game did change a little bit. Tottenham dropped back to that back four, but even then, like for the first 10 minutes after that, there wasn't really nothing going on until Hotspur scored. But even after Hotspur scored, it was all Chelsea again. And I this is one of the games that, yeah, if you're a Tottenham fan, I think you like this game. You go to Stamford Bridge to take 1 point, which is a huge point away from home, beginning of the season. Like, this can make
Yeah.
huge for season. But I think if you're Chelsea, I don't like if I'm a Chelsea player, I don't feel like Spurs are better than me after this game.
Absolutely not. I think
Uh,
we know like most people predict that Spurs is gonna get fourth,
Right. But
and
we
that
can't.
game showed the difference between third and fourth place. What people average them at.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think I think what I'm trying to get at is today, like, a lot of people after that performance against Everton, which I didn't think was a horrible performance. I thought it was just game management the whole game. A lot of people said
Right.
that today Spurs were gonna have a field day with Chelsea. Like, even in our predictions in the party, I believe Mikey said that 3-0 for Tottenham, and John just said that John. I think John did say it was gonna be a tie, or I remember he said
Mm-hmm.
Spurs might win by one. But right, but like no one was giving like Chelsea the win. I said Chelsea would win 2-1, which I was kind of happy about for a while there. But that's the point. Like, I think the perception was that Chelsea was like this bad team, and today, like, they showed that against a Tottenham team that everyone was saying were better, they dominated the game. They were just a better team, flat out. And unfortunately, they didn't get the results. Daniel, I know you didn't watch this game, but you watched the highlights. What are
I
I
no,
guess from
I
what you
did
watched?
watch the clip where Cucurella got his hair pulled. I didn't get to watch the whole game, so I didn't get to watch the fight between Tuchel and Conte either, or any of the fights for that matter. But from what I saw in that one clip, Anthony Taylor was literally staring at them, man, and he not even that, not even the fact that the referee was staring at that play. the fact that VAR exists and that something like that is able to get away is kind of weird. I'm not saying that it was a corrupt game or anything like that. It's just very strange how, VAR's made some decisions in the past that it shouldn't have made, and now something that it actually should be used for, it just isn't. So I don't know. It was definitely a weird play. I think the call was made the wrong way, but I didn't get to watch the rest of the game. I'm sure Chelsea probably did dominate, and they did deserve to win. And it sucks that one call like that has to, make or break the game. But
Right.
I just think that one play was unfair. That's all I can speak about is that one play, and I think it was really unfair what the referee and the VAR team did there. It wasn't fair to Chelsea.
Not just that, there was a fight between Tuchel and Conte.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I don't think it was Tuchel's initial fault. He didn't actually like really do anything. He was just a Conte. I mean, he was just celebrating. But Tuchel was very upset because they scored off of a play that Tuchel felt they should have called earlier because someone
Yeah.
like fell. I forgot who it was.
Now,
But,
yeah, I know what you're
yeah.
talking about. Real Madrid just scored, but I think that's off. No, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Havertz got tackled, and that was, to me, that was a foul. But that's one to play that, like kind of like what I was going at, that I hate blaming the refs. That's one of the plays that you don't know what can happen after that. Yeah, they call a foul, but maybe in the free kick, Spurs get a counterattack, Spurs score. Right, like Spurs touched the ball and passed it around before they scored in that play. So I feel like that one really, like, you just got to keep the concentration. If you looked at that play when Havertz got up, Havertz didn't come back into the play and started coming after the ball. Havertz went and ran to the official and started telling the official that he thought that was a foul. You get what I'm saying? So like
Right.
that, to me, that side, that one was mental. Whereas the other one, yes, they defended the corner poorly, but if there was a foul, there wasn't a need to play that corner. You get what I'm saying? Whereas this one, Havertz could have came back into play. Havertz could have came back, ran into the ball, got an interception. There was things to be done. I understand the frustration from Tuchel, but for the first goal, I think he should be more frustrated at his players especially maybe Havertz for not coming back into that play. But I mean, they played well. I can't really. I can't say that they didn't. And if I'm Chelsea, I look at this win, or not win, I should say, this draw, and I'm thinking it can get better. But today we saw Havertz miss a chance. There was a couple chances that they missed today that I feel like, if I don't want to say it, but if they had a striker, maybe they would have been up in the game 2-0 early on, where they wouldn't have, to defend so much.
I will say this. I don't know exactly what was said between Tuchel and Conte, but you can't really get mad at a coach. Tuchel, like, you can't really get mad at Conte for something that happened in the game, something that the players are doing, I'm not sure if Conte was the one telling his players, like, play like this, play a certain way, play dirty or anything like that, but I'm sure he wasn't. And if that's true, then, like, Tuchel can't get mad at Conte for, what happens inside the match, what happens with the referee, with the players, because it's not Conte that's controlling that, it's just his team.
Well,
I don't know. Get upset.
Here's what happened. So, after he scored the goal, Tuchel ran to the assistant that's right there, between the refs, and he was complaining to him. What happened was, while he was complaining, I don't know, it looks like someone from but not Conte, an assistant from the Spurs side was yelling some stuff back, probably like, stop complaining, whatever. Tuchel then turned and started yelling towards the Spurs bench. Conte, while celebrating, Conte bumps into Tuchel, which that obviously makes Tuchel. That obviously probably pissed Tuchel off. Then when Chelsea scored a second one, Tuchel ran across Conte to celebrate. Like, he was celebrating while running across him, which, it's whatever. And then in the second goal, I didn't see how Conte celebrated, but I'm sure Conte celebrated in Tuchel way. And after the game, they probably had some words. They probably said some words to each other, and that kind of spiked it up. I like it though. I like it. I like to see the aggression.
Love it.
Both teams. I like to see that both teams wanted to win, and I think they got a result. I'm glad Koulibaly got his first goal. Koulibaly had a great game in my opinion today. Besides that corner at the end, I thought he was a little bit mispositioned, and for that last corner that Kane scored, but I thought he had a great game. To me, honestly, Reece James and Koulibaly were men of the matches for Chelsea and for Spurs. For Spurs is weird because I feel like, I don't know, they didn't they didn't play all that great, which is, I guess, positive if you're a Spurs fan. Probably Hojbjerg is my man of the match. Hojbjerg had a great game for Spurs. You
Or
could
you
do you have
said-
any?
You said it's good for Spurs fans?
I think so. I think today wasn't the greatest games. I mean, I don't know how many touches Kane had or Son had. I think Son only had one shot on target or one shot in general, right? Like, if I'm Spurs, I know I can play better. I know I've seen that team play better, and today wasn't the greatest game. But the fact that they still fought to get that result, if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm not maybe not happy, but like you're okay with this result because you know how you can play better and that you have to convince yourself that you can beat that you could beat them, that you could beat Chelsea if you just had a better game. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
this is one
Okay, I get
results
what you're
like
saying.
right, like it's not like I think this is a okay result for both teams because I think both teams know that they can play better. In a better day, they would have won this match.
Yeah, it's
Whereas
not
Right.
sometimes
like where the two teams are just completely on different levels,
right. I think these teams are near each other. I think Chelsea's still better, but near each other. All right.
Yeah.
So next game that we got, pretty big game of the weekend. Man United now, Brentford 4. What do you guys
Brentford
Dreadful, man.
club. Brentford's just a
Dreadful.
bigger club, man. Simple as that.
so in
True.
talking fairly, how deep of a trouble this is Man United side in right now?
I personally, I would say it's too early to tell. I think so. Even though they do look horrible, and this is, it looks potentially to be a horrible season for them. I think it's still a little too early to tell. Maybe they just need to get adjusted to whatever they need to get adjusted to. I mean, they've been in the Premier League for how long now? Shouldn't be nothing they need to adapt to. But at the same time, maybe there's a new environment around the club, new staff, stuff like that. Maybe it takes some adapting, but at the same time, it's not looking good. I wouldn't be happy with it in any way. I wouldn't see it. I guess I meant to say I wouldn't see us on the right path if I was any of the United members of the team, the staff, whatever it may be. I wouldn't see this as something that to look forward to in the future. But they know they have to work on stuff, and they will. And I think it's too early to tell for them still. I'm not going to say their season's going to be horrible because they have the best players in the world still, like Ronaldo. They have a great coach. They have everything they need to be successful. It's just, I don't know. They're off to a bad start. It's rough.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It's sure to tell, but my one sign, that I'm seeing right now, they're not playing. You get what I'm saying? Like they're not. Listen, you can tell when a team is playing hard, right? But you get those times where the team's playing hard, but they just don't get the results, and you know that team's playing hard, and eventually they will start getting the results. I'm not seeing any of that from Manchester United this year. I'm not seeing them play hard, play with effort, and that's to me that's concerning because if you don't play with hard effort, you're probably not even gonna win regardless, right? So that's concerning to me. What are your thoughts on this, Kuti?
Honestly, you can argue this was the worst ever deficit that they've had by halftime, right? Just in their entire history. And I think it's very easy to say that Man U, definitely not results wise, but just club wise, their size, they're still the biggest club in England. They have the biggest history and stuff. So it's just kind of embarrassing. As a Man U fan, that just can't happen in any regard, right? But not just that. If we're being completely honest, these players are the same ones from last season. We only have Lissandro. Not we, because I'm not a Man U fan, but they got Lissandro Martinez and they got Ericsson. Did they get anybody else? I'm trying to
There
think.
should be upgrades, though. There shouldn't even be a bad thing for them. There shouldn't be
Right.
Right, it should be upgrades, but there's only so much a manager can do. I think it's more on the players than anything because this is a new manager. He only played preseason games. You just got to give him time to adapt and make a good strategy for the team. But I mean, Brentford, as much crap as we are talking about Man U, they definitely should have beat them, especially not considering their reputation, but just everything on paper. They should have beat them. We know that.
Right.
But we also just have to give credit where it's due. Brentford played an amazing game. They had superior tactics. Man U just wasn't ready. Oh crap, what's his name again? The manager from Brentford.
I remember. Great manager though. He
Have to
almost
search
got
it up.
he was in nomination. He was in nomination for manager of the season last year.
Was he?
Yeah.
Hey,
he
it
was.
might be
It's not bad.
second season curse. What's his name?
I
Thomas
thought
Frank.
yeah, Thomas Frank. Yep.
Yeah, so he realized their weaknesses, Man U, they only had one essential playmaker. It wasn't Bruno, but it was Ericsson who was playing center.
Right.
And he just kind of had Jensen covering him all game. Thus, all the creative, all the possible playmaking was thrown out the window.
You
Yeah,
know,
and you
Gucci,
saw that in that second goal.
on that note, the midfield, I wanted to say the midfield that Ten Hag came out with was horribly balanced. Horribly balanced. They had Fred, basically the muscle for their team. Basically, like the defensive mind of their team was Fred, and he's like more of an attacking defensive mid than anything. And if he's your main defender in the midfield, that's dreadful. That's dreadful selection of the team. Ericsson was supposed to play in that role too, and Ericsson is not even close to
No.
defensively as Fred. Fred's not even that good at defense either. So it's just like that midfield. You could see it lacking in the game. The midfield was not good enough, and yeah, I just question Ten Hag's decision for coming out with that type of team. I don't know if in an attack team or something. I don't know.
What else does he have? You get what I'm saying? Like, there's no. I mean,
Yeah,
like, okay,
I
like,
don't.
look, I'm gonna
I
read
don't
off the
really
bench
see
here,
it.
right? I'm gonna read off the bench, and you tell me if you would start them on the team, right? Scott McTominay,
See,
I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't say he's a starting player, but I mean,
looks
you
good.
have to. He's defensive. You have to include him if you're going to include all
Right.
those attacks. You know?
I'm
Like,
telling
it's
you, on
too
this Man
attacking.
United team, right? So the Man United team that came out yesterday, I'm gonna tell you the bench, and you tell me if you would start them or if you would leave them on the bench for yesterday's game. Before knowing their result, right? So we got McTominay, yes or no?
I would start him. He's not as
Okay.
good as the players on the pitch, but I would start him in that scenario.
All right, Guti,
No.
Wan-Bissaka,
Did
Who's
he
the right
not
back?
start? Oh, that's right. Dallo played.
Dallas started.
Oh no, that little kid played bad. Straight up.
I think you can argue that. I'd say
Alright.
yes because they need more defense, and Dallo is a little bit more attack minded.
Okay. Tyro Malacia,
Nah.
Oh no, I don't even know who
Oh.
that is, man.
Tom
Nah.
Heaton,
Nah.
Who?
Tom Heaton.
Tom Heaton.
He's
come
the
on.
backup keeper.
Is
Yeah,
he?
James-
I
I
did not
mean,
know that.
hey,
I
maybe,
thought
hey,
Henry-
hey.
James
Wait, I
Gardner,
thought no.
Anthony Ilanga,
No.
Maybe.
Alejandro
he's not-
Garnacho.
No, I don't even know who that is. All right, we get it. They have no depth.
Right.
Like we
Like
know
that's
that
what I'm
already.
saying.
The
Van de
team,
Beek,
they don't
Van de
have good
Beek
players.
is the only one that I'm like. But here comes to me. Here's what it comes to me. I wanted to hear your answers just so I can come to this point. To me, and I told you guys this. I think there's too many players in this team who have a security 11. Ronaldo, Rashford, Fernandez, Sancho, Fred, Shaw, Maguire. Right? That's what,
You
7
mean
players?
secured 11?
7 players that will start regardless of what happened. Next week, look, after that performance that Brighton had against Brighton, right? Which this was their 11. Their 11 was Rashford, Ericsson, Sancho, Fernandez, Fred, McTominay, Shaw, Maguire, Dallo, Martinez, De Gea. Right? I'm pretty sure there was only like 2 changes made. After that awful performance, you're only gonna make 2 changes. To me, it becomes a thing where like you need competition in the team. Like the greatest teams, like this is the same thing. Why Arsenal, I think, is so much better now. Arsenal, there is competition now in the team. Listen, Tierney plays bad. Guess who's right there behind him? Sinchenko's right there behind him to take a spot. On the right hand side, Cedric. No, I don't even know if it's Cedric, but Tommy Yasu plays bad. Someone can replace him in the midfield. Like everyone, if you play bad, you can be replaced. Last year, Smith Rowe was having a little shaky time, got replaced and started being benched, and now he's proving it. If you get what I'm saying,
Same
like
thing with Shaka. They played Onene a couple times.
same thing, right? You do not play good, you lose your starting spot. And so like these players next week, Fernandez will start, Sancho will start, Rashford will start, Ronaldo will start. I'm not saying Ronaldo. Maybe Ronaldo's like the only one that I'm like, okay, fine, he can start regardless. Maguire will start. I don't care if he's a captain or like Shaw. Like I don't care. These players have to understand that they're able to get subbed off if they are not playing good. Next week, if I was Ten Hag next week against Liverpool, yes, against Liverpool, I would play Ilanga over Rashford. I would play Garnacho, maybe over Sancho. I would definitely play Ericsson on top, and I would bench Bruno. I would try to find someone, even some youngsters, let them know that these players can be replaced. I would start Dallo on the left, Wan-Bissaka on the right, bench Shaw. Start Varane and Lisandro. I still don't know why Lisandro isn't getting pushed up a little further, but that's what I'm saying. Like these players are too comfortable. Rashford knows that if he has a bad performance this week, he'll start next week. and he'll start the week after, and the week after, and the week after, because he did last year. So did Sancho. Sancho, as bad as Sancho was last year, he started every week. And I feel like that's a big problem in this team. Like every other club that's big in the world or that's trying, like even look at Tottenham. You think Tottenham, if Squad F.C. stops performing poorly, you think he's gonna keep starting games? No, Richarlison is probably gonna come in. If Richarlison plays better, he keeps that position. And like you don't like, I don't care if you say Man United don't have depth, which because they don't. But take the loss sometimes. Sometimes you have to take these losses to make these players play good again. Like how they did when they got second a couple years ago with Ole. There was more competition in there. Players were playing good. That's why I think that's the biggest problem in Man United, that no coach has been able to come in and tell Maguire you're benched until you start performing better. You get what I'm saying?
That's
Or
true.
like Bruno. Like Bruno was awful last year. He did not get benched at all. Like I don't care if he's a star player, he has to get benched in games that he's not performing. Like that just happens, and that just have to happen for them. I feel like that needs to happen for them to evolve. And if they're
I
not okay with
agree
that,
and disagree, I guess.
like
I'm agreeing. I'd say it's true, but I also feel like it's one of many factors, you know. But at the
it
same time,
definitely is.
I think
It definitely is. I agree with you that it also is, because they're also not playing hard. That's the other part of it, right? Like you can play bad, but play hard and still do something on the field. You get what I'm saying?
that's what I factor in the most. I do agree, but I just think tactics and mentality are easily the most important things in football. I think that once you get at this level, we just saw any team can beat any team at any point.
Right.
It's just, are you up to it? Is
Exactly.
your mental game there? And are your tactics there? If your mental game is there, then you can only go so far. If neither are there, for Man U, for example, then you're just screwed, right? But just because one player isn't recognized as much as the other, that doesn't mean they can't whoop you. Like we
Right.
just saw that.
Exactly.
In the
Yeah.
Premier League, any team can play any team at any point. But teams like Man City, who have such an organized team, obviously they have crazy depth and crazy players. But some of these players in Man City have grown. Like Rodri,
Right.
he wasn't terrible, not at all, but he's grown a lot. Diaz was great in Portugal. I think he came from,
Mm-hmm.
but now he's even better. Like Pep knows how to manage these players. He has a certain rule. He has certain rules. He has certain tactics that people follow, and because they're so organized and they're mentally prepared, they're able to win like almost every game. Man U doesn't have that, but they do have solid players.
Yeah.
Ronaldo and Bruno, they've both shown at part. We can say it's fair to say that they've shown excellence at least in some point in their career. They've shown
So
that
has
talent.
Rashford and Sancho. And
Exactly. So have
like
Rashford, Sancho, and Ericsson. Fred, maybe not so much. Maguire and Shaw definitely have. They were easily one of the best defenders 2 seasons ago.
yeah.
But now they're like terrible, and De Gea too, with all respect to De Gea. Um, I don't know. I just really think first they should tackle it mentally because you saw they weren't going after the ball. And when they just didn't want to do much. They barely moved around. I noticed they had maybe 3 or 4 players always in the box because of their formation 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
But that didn't mean they were gonna score. Every time I saw them, I knew nothing was gonna happen because they couldn't move around. They didn't have space to do anything. They
Right.
just weren't motivated to move at all. And that
There's
brings
no
me,
movement
since I
though.
mentioned a formation, they gotta change it. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they gotta change something other than just the players. Obviously, some players gotta go. Sancho
yeah,
probably shouldn't be playing. Maybe Alanga instead or something. Dallo, maybe shouldn't be playing. Maybe put in Wan-Bissaka instead. Maybe Maguire just put in a youngster or something just for a little bit because
Right.
listen, 4-0 at the half is the lowest you're gonna get. If you at least see that
I
you're
don't think so.
changing
That's the lowest they're
something
gonna get.
against Brentford, I think so.
Oh yeah, well I guess it's Brentford, but they got
At the
Liverpool
half,
next
4-0,
week.
I don't. It's possible, but I don't see them getting whooped more than 4-0 at the half by another lower tier team.
Oh no, yeah, no, in that aspect, yeah, you're right. That's the lowest they'll hit. In
I
that
think
aspect,
this
yeah,
is one of their lowest lows, and they're definitely the lowest low they've had in the last probably decade.
yeah.
So as long
Well,
as people see that Ten Hag is changing stuff, I think we'll see something happen.
they did lose 5-1 to Watford last year. A team that got
Over the
relegated.
course of the entire game, we at least saw that Man U they didn't concede after the half.
Yeah. Um. The other thing, I don't like. I'm not blaming Ten Hag. I think coaches have responsibility, but I don't know what style is he playing. I can't tell, and this is why I don't think it's Ten Hag's fault. I think it's the player's fault. Last year, we said the same thing about Solskjaer. We're like, what style of football are they playing? We didn't know. Ragnick came in. What style did they play after Ragnick came in? I don't know. What
The
style they
Ragnick
play
style.
now? I don't know what style they're playing now. Like these players, and I can't. And like, listen, I'm not gonna say Solskjaer, because Solskjaer before it used to be counterattacking. Like a couple seasons ago, it used to be counterattacking. Last season, I couldn't tell. I'm not gonna say that Solskjaer, Ragnick, and Ten Hag came in there and said, "All right, guys, go play without tactics." I'm convinced that the players are just not following the tactics, and that's why you got to get other players in to understand what the tactics are. Maybe they can perform better. Listen, a team that's 11 players that know, and I saw this. I think Peter Drew said this in the commentary. 11 players
So dog.
that know, 11 players that know the tactic is better than the like. He's pretty much saying a team of world class players versus a team of average players. If the average players know the tactics and the world class players don't, the average players team will win because
That's
they know
literally
they're
what happened.
together.
That's literally
Right?
what happened.
That's what happens two
Absolutely.
games in a row. That's 2 games in a row. Man United have a better team than 15 Premier League teams, but they just don't know how they're playing. They don't know how they're playing. They don't know tactic. There's no movement in the box. They get the ball, they cross it. There's no one in the box. Yesterday they had a cross when there's like it's a 6v1 and only Ronaldo's in there. You can't do that. Like, yeah, Ronaldo's great. There's 6 players in the box. There's no pass the ball around, have some touches, move around, create some space. That's the thing that we see with Man City, with Chelsea, with Arsenal, with like the best players, the best teams. But they have movement. They can create stuff. So I don't know. I think next week's gonna be bad. I think they play Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool, yeah.
They play
Like a
That's
Liverpool.
gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad.
They play Liverpool. I believe they're at
Sancho
home.
hat trick?
They're at home. Listen, if they show up and beat Liverpool, I don't know what to tell you.
They need
Right now-
that. They like that though.
That would be a
Dude,
season turning
Liverpool
point.
would be
But like Liverpool, I haven't seen Liverpool. Liverpool didn't look too great against Fulham. Play tomorrow, obviously, but I just don't know how I don't know how you go and Man United and say, yeah, we're gonna walk in there and beat and show up against Liverpool. Right? It's just I just can't see it. I can't see it.
I think that if Man U were to beat any team at this point in time, they're going to absolutely sweep them. The only way they beat a team is through a change of tactics. So if they can get some momentum, I think they'll play absolutely amazing. But I don't know. It's just crazy to me, man, how bad they are right now.
Yeah, it's I've never seen a Man United team this bad.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Look at Modric just coming in for Real Madrid. So, any other thoughts about Man United? Anything that also you guys want to say about Man United and in the aspect of these 2 performances going
Nah,
forward?
really. I want to see more of them. I want to see what they really got. I want to see if this is really just a bad phase or if this is really them. You know. But yeah.
I agree with that. All right, now talking now. What are 2 teams that have impacted you guys possibly? I'll go first. My 2 teams. So obviously, there's 2 teams. I'm gonna talk about my 2 teams positively and my 2 teams negatively. My 2 teams that I've seen like possibly. One, Brentford. Not only they were down 2-0 against Leicester City away from home, they came back and tied that game 2-2. Dominant win against Man United. I thought they could suffer from the second season syndrome that they usually. I think we've lost Daniel once again. We lose Daniel once per podcast.
No, I'm still here. I'm looking at something that just popped up.
Okay. So, a 4-0 win against Man United and a comeback draw against Leicester. I think they're running away from that second season syndrome, and I think they can have a very good season this year. They're looking great. They're playing amazing football too. Like, they're playing really good. My other team that I think impacted me possibly, that I'm like, wow, it's Arsenal. Great win versus Palace. Great win versus who did they play this week against Leicester. Like, I think the most impactful thing, I had another team in here before I saw yesterday's game. They were up 2-0. Leicester City came back and scored. Arsenal scored right away for 3-1. Leicester City scored a second one. Arsenal scored a fourth one. And to me, that's a mentality change. Maybe it's all or nothing documentary, that's making me change my mind. But
Oh
like
man, documentary is fire.
you can see a change. You can see a change in mentality in them. And to me, that's great. That's what Arsenal needed. And I think if they keep going like this, they could get top four. They're playing very good.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
we flip it to the other side. Negatively, Man United, they've looked poor. I didn't have them on here, but they just lost, and that loss was a bad loss against Brentford, and that's why I didn't have it. And on the contrary, I have Leicester City at home up 2-0, lost against drew against Brentford, and just against that defense against Arsenal is not looking good, and that offense too. They're not clicking on offense as much as you would hope for them. So those are my two teams for each. What about you, Guti? What do you have?
For me, I had the same positive teams. Brentford, like they're showing that maybe second season syndrome isn't a thing for them. We'll see what happens. You know, I'm not really sure, but so far they're looking good. Arsenal, wow, man, they are so exciting to watch, especially with Gabriel Jesus. What a player,
What
dude!
a player
Like
he is.
genuinely, and I won't say this just because I have like a good amount of people. I have like 2 or 3 players on Arsenal for my FPL. Makes it more fun to watch.
Yo,
But
Shaka.
man, but like genuinely though, like genuinely, like it's good to see this team flourish, because I feel like besides Menu, they get one of the most amount of criticism because they have such a rich history as well, but they have such a new team, such a youngster squad. They're so prone to making, those sort of mistakes that they do every now and then. Ben White own goal, it's just unfortunate. Some goofy stuff happens, and that's fine. But they've shown that they could come back, and even when they're up, they could still come back. With that goal that they scored right after they conceded.
Yeah.
It just goes to show how they are so mentally advanced for the league. As for teams that have disappointed me, first and foremost, I'm gonna have to go with Barcelona. You know,
Really?
that game,
Already?
yeah, man. Rayo Vallecano, we're supposed to beat them, dude. Like we have to beat that team. And the fact that we had such dominating statistics, which shows usually every game, yet we did nothing with it is ridiculous. We always had the ball, which is nothing new, but when we had the ball, we didn't we as Mikey would say, we didn't really show any sense of urgency towards the end of the game because we were dominating, but we just couldn't finish. I really
Yeah.
don't know what it was. We would
What?
sub in players.
Is that
The
embarrassing?
young played fine. I
You
just
had a
feel
close
like
chance.
we had close chances, but close chances are as good as no chances if they don't go in. It doesn't really matter. We just didn't score, and we really should have. Even if we won 1-0, we really we just had to win by more. As long as we got 3 points, I wouldn't have complained so much. I probably wouldn't have even mentioned them at all. But just the fact that we didn't,
Yeah.
just a little upsetting. The other team that supported me, I'm gonna have to go with PSG. So PSG by no means has been playing bad, but I think a lot of people might know what I'm talking about with just the mentality in the locker room. I think that there is maybe some beef, maybe between Neymar and Mbappe or something like that. But we saw that Mbappe, he's just so I think he's so wrapped inside his mind, so like egotistical that when he doesn't get the ball, he just gets upset. They had a
Oh, that was
clear
bad. That play
possible
was bad.
chance.
Yep.
He he asked for the ball, he doesn't get it. Happens to everyone, and he just got off the pitch. He's like, "All right, I'm done. Like I just don't want to.
Oh,
I don't want to play. I don't want to be in this play. I don't want to be involved." And what they won like 5-2, right,
yeah.
against Montpellier. Like yeah, sure. Maybe you shouldn't have conceded, but hey, you're not a center back, so you shouldn't be as frustrated as them. Maybe you should have
All
scored
right.
that penalty. Sure. It's not like you're not gonna win every other game 10-0 anyways. PSG dominates every match. So when we see a player that does so good every season, simply not get the ball on a couple plays, get upset. I feel
Yeah.
like PSG that upsets me because I think PSG just isn't they're not very obedient. They're not very as mentally advanced as Arsenal, for example. I just don't think they're in it there. You have great players, but you don't have great mentalities, great team. How do I explain it? You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. I see what you're
Like
saying. Okay.
some people
Continuity.
are
I
in
guess
there
not
for
continuity,
themselves,
but
and
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and some people aren't there for the.
Yeah.
Some people are there for the team, but a lot of people aren't. They're there for themselves.
Listen,
and
and
it
I think
goes
the
to
way they've been
show.
playing, I think this is the best. This could be the best PSG side like that we've seen in recent history.
I'm
Like
gonna say
Messi's playing good, Neymar's playing good. They just got Fabian, right? Like, oh my God, Valverde. They just got Fabian from Napoli, or they're about to. They got Mukele. I think they have amazing depth. Like this is a year, right, that I'm like PSG could win, but it's just about how they handle themselves. I think to me, and that character, yeah, like, oh, we might concede a second one here. The way that when I want to see this character, how they do in the Champions League when they go down in the round of 16 or the quarterfinals or semis, when they go down 1-0 against a good team. Like people won't talk about this that much because it's against Montpellier. They won 5-2. Cool. I want
Which
to
is
see
fair.
how they react when this happens. Like hypothetically, they get a, oh, are we gonna go down 2 now? No, oh my God, man, they're playing. Almeida's playing really good
Come
right
on,
now.
Ron. Focus, man. Focus,
Um,
man.
so what I'm saying is, if they go down 1-0 against like Man City, and there's a run like that, and he doesn't get the ball, I want to see how he reacts. That's what I care about. Is he like, you know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
we always talk about sweats and stuff, and we always say what you gotta be there to score him. So hypothetically, let's say that play kept running longer, and there was a shot, and and Mbappe was there and got a goal. You get what I'm saying? That hustle. That's what I want to see. If he will do that against like a Man City, or when they're down 1-0 or they're down 2-0, he doesn't get the ball. Instead of frustrations, he's gonna just go keep running with
Mm-hmm.
the play, or just that you gotta stay engaged with the ball. Like you gotta stay engaged with the game. If you
Yeah.
if you lose engagement, then that's when you're gonna perform bad, and that's what could be the downside.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if there was any follow-up on why he was the way he was. Because if we
that
see, he didn't necessarily fight with anyone on the team either that game. Maybe he does have beef with
you're
somebody,
talking to
but I don't
name.
know.
I don't know.
If you guys saw the goals, he literally did not express a single emotion of happiness anytime he even scored.
He scored. Yeah, he scored. He didn't do anything. He just
Bro,
stood
he
there.
literally does not care that he scores. Like he just doesn't care. Either he's bored or like I don't know. Maybe he just feels like there's no competition in there, which there isn't, with all due respect to League One. Like, come on. There's not enough competition for Mbappe. Or he's just had a bad day, or he's upset with a teammate. I'm not really sure, but there is a level of professionalism that you have to like show. And you can't just, you can't wear your heart on your sleeve if it has something that's not related to football.
I'm
You
thinking
have to play there for the team.
maybe this is frustration. Because when Ronaldo first joined Real Madrid, he used to do that all the time. Like the first couple of years when like he wouldn't get the ball, and like he would just not run the play. And we're like, dude, there's still a play going on. Why are you like, because he would throw a fit and stuff. And I'm like, why are you not coming with the play?
And he
Now
still does that
later,
sometimes.
he does now,
Yeah.
but like later in his Real Madrid career, he got better at it, much better at it than he used to be when he was younger. He got much better at it, and that's why he scored. A lot of people. That's why a lot of people call him tapping. But I think he learned about that. That he was like, if I keep following the play, I'm not gonna get the ball in the midfield, but I might get the ball in the final six, get the final goal, or like like even think about it. If it's a 2v2, right? Just if it's a 2v2, I'm trying to see it like this. If it's a 2v2 and Mbappe is over here, just Mbappe running forward, that's gonna catch one defender's attention. That's gonna cause the defender to drag back towards Mbappe, cross, goal. That's just what you gotta think. That same thing with any sport. If you're a good player, you always gotta keep in the play because you might drag a defender. You drag a defender, and now it's a 2v1 goal. Go for the team. The team scores. You should be happy that happens. But you
I agree.
unengaging, that makes the defense say, all right, Mbappe's back there. We don't need to care about him. So that's why we keep going. That's why now we got to focus on these two. I don't know if they scored or they didn't. If they didn't score, if they scored,
I
good.
don't
But
think
if they
so.
didn't
Not
score,
that
that could be
play.
a reason if it ended like that. So
Yeah.
that's just my
I
thoughts on it.
mean, yeah, but I guess one difference, which I don't know how big a factor this actually makes, is there's competition in La Liga, man. You know, when Ronaldo gets upset, it's more likely that he might be down a goal or two. It happens all the time to any team. Maybe he's
Could
upset
be.
because he didn't get the ball when he thinks he could score when they're down a goal. PSG, they literally, I think they were tied or maybe they were up by one goal, but at some point the other Montpellier scored. It was a pretty good goal, by the way. Um, and yeah, they just didn't even care, man. Because like what are they gonna do? Lose? That doesn't usually happen. And even if they lose, they still win the league every time by a good amount of points as well. It's just I'm not really sure. I really don't remember, but I just feel like Mbappe, there was nothing to upset Mbappe that game. He was
Right.
Yeah,
getting involved in every single play. Like I think it might have been something outside related to the game, or not related to the game, I mean.
Yeah.
Who knows? And I just want to quickly mention this. That second goal by Montpellier, that finish was insane. It was like a lob through ball, and this guy just kind of like, I think he like toe to, I don't even know. He like smashed it in though. It was a really good goal if you guys have the time to see it anytime.
I haven't
But
watched
yeah.
it, honestly. I gotta go watch that again. But all right, Daniel, what are for you, what are your two teams that have impressed you so far, and what two teams have you thought that could have been looking better or could have played better?
honestly, I will say the two teams that have impressed me. One of them, I gotta say PSG. And I'm not even talking about maybe even the whole team. I'm just talking about just two certain players, man. Messi and Neymar. Those guys have been insane, and I love to see it because this is gonna be the hot take of the podcast. But I think they're better without Mbappe, 100%. I think that those two, Mbappe just brings a negative energy to that trio. I don't know what it is. It's not negative, but he brings a different. It's not like the same. It's not like they're on the same page. Mbappe brings amazing things that he can provide, but he doesn't bring it in the same way that Messi and Neymar are connected together. You know what I mean? They just feel like they're on their own page, and then Mbappe is there to do his own brilliant things too. And I don't know. I feel like without him, they've looked more impressive a little bit, and it might just come down to the fact that Neymar and Messi are just playing a lot better than they were last season, so it just looks that way. But still, I think that PSG is looking really good. They're looking good. I think it's still too early to tell for every team, but PSG is looking really good. Neymar is looking really good. Messi's looking better. I want to give a moment to praise Neymar for how he's doing because, bro, you can see in the way he's playing, he wants to play this season. Like, he's not there for vacation no more, like he has for the last 3 years. He actually wants to play. And I saw it in his second goal. For like a specific example is a second goal that Neymar scored, where he literally flew in for the header. I did not even see him coming, to be honest, but he flew in there like he wanted to win the ball, like he wanted to score. That's what we like to see. Some like a
Good
Neymar that
hustle.
provide. What?
Good hustle, yeah.
Yeah, it was great hustle. It was fantastic hustle. And it's something that Neymar hasn't really been showing. He's just been kind of going through the motions. But now that he's showing some heart, I mean, Neymar mixed with, Vontade, as we say, he's going to be different. He's a different beast. He
Who's
already,
who's
I think, is the most talented player in the world.
who's
So mixed
Montalia?
with effectiveness, I feel like there's nothing that can beat that. He's
Okay.
going to be great. Yeah,
Listen,
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
agree
okay.
with everything you said, man.
of
Except
course.
for Mbappe, but
No, I do
That-
think that a different type of player. Not that he's different from Messi and Neymar, but he brings a different energy than those two do. Like
I
it's
do
not.
agree on that. I do agree about the energy part,
But
and
he
sometimes
does
it may
still
be negative.
way. Like he still provides in his own way. It's just in his own way. Like it's not with. It doesn't even feel like it's with the whole team. It just feels like Mbappe is like his own kind of side piece character in the team, and he just does really good. But I don't know. I feel like it's just there's a little bit of a disconnect maybe between Mbappe and Neymar, like we said, or Messi and Neymar and Mbappe or something like that.
Yeah.
But I know. I just know that Neymar and Messi are looking really good. I like what I see, and PSG are maybe have a chance. Maybe it's a big maybe, but they could have a chance.
Maybe.
They've
I
been
don't know.
great. They've been great. I can't say they haven't. Listen, I haven't been. Listen, I don't hate Neymar, but I like slandering him because you like him. But he honestly he's been really good this year. I can't really say anything. He looks like a tad bit like prime Neymar. Maybe that is because the World Cup's coming up. Maybe that is because he wants to leave next year. Who knows? Who knows what the reason could be? But he looks great this year. I can't say he doesn't, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him.
Me too. I hope he. I
Yeah.
hope. I'm just scared that he becomes too big headed because he's done that in the past before World Cup, and then he just underperforms in the World Cup. Because that happened kind of in 2018, where he was kind of like on a high when he came back from his injury, and then come into the World Cup, he's still in that high, and then he just crashes. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he's a different man. He's 30 years old. He has a different mentality. He's gonna take everything he's learned from the years of hate that he's gotten. I mean, maybe even justified hate, but he's gonna take everything that he's learned and he's gonna use it in his more mature persona, and he's gonna let's see what he got. Same with Messi too. Messi just for Argentina, he does a lot. It's just I don't know, man. I don't know how to comment on Messi. He's great, but I want him to win it
Yeah.
all.
All right. So what's your other team that's impacted you possibly?
Yes. It's my other team. I would say I don't want to say I was gonna say Barca, but I don't think that's true. I guess I would say Arsenal. That might be a cliche because they're just looking amazing, but I mean they do look amazing. So I would say they've pretty much impressed me so far. I want to say Real Madrid, but they haven't really done anything this season yet. So,
I guess the Super Cup, but I mean the Super Cup against Frankfurt.
Yeah.
I mean, we're expected to win that game, right? We're expected to look good against them. We're expected to be good against that team.
I want to say Barca's impressing me, but I don't. That performance was underwhelming. Even though they've been looking great with the team that they have, the way they've been playing in the preseason, all that stuff, but that was just so underwhelming the way they performed. And
Listen, I didn't want to have before I let you continue. I didn't want to have any team besides Prem teams here. Just because they've played twice already, and I could I didn't want to pick a team that's only played once on here because I feel like everyone can have one good performance. So that's why I kind of, and then we can have one bad performance. Like Barca played bad. I am not expecting Barca to play like that the rest of the season. If they do, it'll be awful. But
It's
that's
because
why I
we
didn't want
didn't
to
we
put
didn't
them
get
in there.
Kunde, man. We didn't get Kunde.
You didn't even concede.
That's
Your
why.
defense played great.
Nah, man, it was
Kunde that
Kunde,
come
bro.
in and score.
Kunde might be a Reece James, man. You never know.
Oh my god! All right, Daniel. What are the two teams that impacted you, or you felt like they underperformed so far?
Man U to get like 4th place this season. So I mean, Man U is just looking poor. That might be on everybody's list. It's just bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
It's worse than we expected. We expected them to be bad. We didn't expect it to be this bad.
Mid of the good teams, like they would be mid above average, maybe. I guess you call it that. But this is poor. This is relegation. They're looking like a relegation team. Like if someone who never watched soccer before were to look at these guys, it'd be a joke to them. Like these guys look like a relegation team. But I know they're.
We're not gonna make them look like Arsenal, like how everyone's calling them a relegation team last year. I don't think there's no chance that there's 1% chance that Man United are gonna get relegated. Literally 1%.
They'll sign up somewhere, but it's not happening. Yeah, there's no way.
They'll talk about it. People talk about it to get clicks, but maybe I should put that in the title of this podcast. Man United relegated, but nah. If we're being realistic, that team isn't getting relegated.
Nah, they won't.
Look, they will find those teams always, even the worst of the worst teams will find a stretch in the season where they win a couple games. They're too big. They have good players. Ronaldo will win you by himself. Ronaldo will not get relegated. He himself will save you from relegation. Now they could be 10th. They could be bottom of the table, but I don't think relegation is a possibility for them. Now, what's the other team impact you negatively, Daniel? You think?
There's a couple, to be honest.
Well, I just want one.
This is another category I could put Barca in, but I'm not going to do that to them.
So Barca. Hold on 1 second. Barca was you were gonna put Barca in the positive list, and then you're gonna put them in the negative list.
When I put positives, I said I want to put Barca there. Like I want them to be there because I feel like they should be improving a lot. But I don't know if it's right to put them there. It's not right to put them.
I respect it.
I wanted to be there though, but
yeah.
In terms of like Prem teams that I'm not impressed with, I would say West Ham.
Yeah, that's a good one.
West Ham?
That's a good one. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's very fair actually. What was the score today? I think they
lost 1-0. Listen, and
1-0.
From what I've heard, I didn't watch today's game, but I did watch last week. From what I've heard, their offense just doesn't look good. And listen, I had my list made yesterday, so before today's games, obviously. But yeah, I had West. I didn't put West Ham in there because I thought they were gonna look better. If I remade my list, West Ham I think would have been in there over Leicester. Although Leicester has looked bad too, but Leicester has at least scored. Leicester have at least shown that they can score and win. where West Ham hasn't shown that, and I'm sure they will maybe at some point. But if we're being honest, their offense at the end of last year wasn't great, and the offense to start this year isn't great. So,
West Ham haven't even signed anyone, right?
but they don't need to sign anyone on offense. Yeah, they
Why
signed a
not?
couple. They signed
They
Lakaka.
lost.
They signed Lakaka, who's a
Oh
striker.
yeah, that's
They
right.
didn't lose any.
But
They
they
didn't lose
lost
anyone.
Ali, man. Didn't they?
Ali.
Or wait, no.
No.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, then I thought Ali Watkins. Oh no, I'm tripping.
No,
I'm tripping.
Ali Watkins plays for
I'm
Aston.
tripping. I always get those two teams mixed up for some
Yeah, me
reason.
too. Me too. Don't worry. And Burnley, I always got them.
Yeah,
Aston
and
Villa,
Burnley.
because they have the carnet and gold, carnet
Yeah.
and blue. So I always kind of get it messed up. So don't worry. But besides that, Bayern dominated the league once again. I'm trying to see if any other games like
We'll just glide past that news real quick. They played today, right?
they won 2-0.
I don't even know what to know.
Now,
Was it against a top? Yeah,
Wolfsburg
against a
against Wolfsburg.
semi-top team.
Yeah, Man
In the
City
Bundesliga,
won.
of course.
Yeah, Man City won 4-0. Aston Villa bounced back 1-2-1 in a game that should have been easy, but it's tough. And all right, so that's gonna be it. So next week. So now we're in the predictions right now. I wanna write everyone's prediction. Here.
Bayern had 24 shots, by the way.
Okay, so I got a couple games ready.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
gonna ask you guys.
Third at us.
And then we get the predictions, and then we'll be done with this episode. And hopefully next week the Real Madrid game. I don't know if it's 1-1 right now.
Yeah, took off on that play.
Okay, ready? Okay, Tottenham Wolves. I'll go first. Then we good to now, Daniel.
Oh,
I say Tottenham 3-1. What about you, Guti?
1-0.
Tottenham 1-0?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say Tottenham 1-0.
Okay, 2-1 now. Then we have Crystal Palace. We have Crystal Palace, Aston Villa. I say 1-1 draw.
Where is this game?
It is at Crystal Palace.
Okay.
1-1 draw as well.
Okay. Daniel?
2-2.
Okay.
Ooh.
Next game we got is here we go. Newcastle, Man City. At Newcastle. I'm gonna go Man City. 3-1 victory. I think it's gonna be very close, and I think it's gonna Man City gonna be. So. I think it's gonna be 1-1. Then Man City's gonna go 2-1, and then they're gonna get one like in the last 10 minutes, kind of just to kind of.
I don't know about the series of events for me, but I think not Wilson. Well, I really hope not Wilson, because you have him, right?
Yeah.
I hope somebody scores, preferably St. Maximum. But yeah, I think somebody's gonna score on Newcastle. I think 3-1.
All right. What about you, Daniel?
4-2 Man City.
Man City 4-2.
2 goals.
All right, and then we got Man United, Liverpool. Daniel, can you Daniel, you want to start that one?
I'll go first. I'll say 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. I think 3-0 Liverpool. Honestly, I might add 4-0 in there. 4-0.
4-0? I'll change it 4-0. Don't worry. I get you. I'm gonna say 4-0 Liverpool as well. I think it's gonna be a wash. But then we're going to La Liga. We got Real Sociedad versus Barcelona. Daniel?
Ooh, I want to say 3-1 Barca.
Okay.
Yeah. 2-0.
Barca? I think it's gonna be a 3-2 Barca win. I think at Sociedad, I think it's gonna be tough.
I really feel like they're gonna score. I'm not sure though.
Then we got Celta, Real Madrid. Daniel, you go ahead and start.
2-0 Real Madrid.
2-0. Guti?
Same.
2-0. I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw. We always do really bad in the second of the season, so we got a couple more. We got Atalanta versus Milan. Daniel?
Which Milan?
4-1 Milan.
Talking
Guti?
about AC or Inter? AC or Inter?
AC.
Oh, okay. 2-2.
Daniel, you said 2-1, Milan?
4-1 Milan.
4-1. Dang. Oh my god.
It's a slaughter
It's
fest.
really not a competition there. And Guti, what'd you say?
2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. I'm gonna go with I think Atalanta wins. I'm gonna say Atalanta wins 3-1.
Okay.
And I believe that's Lil PSG is the last one I got on my list.
I don't know, 10-0.
Daniel, you're a PSG expert on the podcast.
I would say 6-1 PSG.
Oh my god. You know, maybe this game should have even put in predictions,
Hey,
man. I
think
I just chose
7-1.
listen, I'll put 7-1 for you. I just went around and I looked at and I was looking at my list, the best like the best games of the weekends. I was just looking at all the leagues and I put it in the best games of the week and I just added it into my list. And I thought this was gonna be like a close game, man. This is like one of the close games of the year.
Lille's
Honest
actually
guys.
definitely one of the better teams in League One.
I'm gonna say
I mean, they're still
PSG
gonna lose, though.
4-2. PSG
Wait, is
4-2.
PSG or in Lille?
Does that make a difference?
Yes, it does.
You think Lille's gonna win 6-1?
Okay.
Lille, it's gonna be
PSG, if it's at Lille, PSG wins 4-0. It is at Lille. It is at Lille.
All right, I'm gonna
Oh,
say 4-2 PSG.
That made a lot of
huge
difference,
change.
man.
Huge change. I'm gonna keep mine at 7-1.
Good if PSG wins 7-1 against Lille, I'll pay you
Ooh,
$10.
that'd be crazy.
Actually, I'm not gonna make it. Okay, fine. If PSG win 7-1, I'll pay you $10. But if they win more than 7-1, you pay me $10.
Sure.
So if they win like 8-1, you gotta give me $10. Deal?
Sure.
Shake my hand, man.
Okay.
Then you want to get in this bet? If they win 9-1, you get $30. All right. If Bayern don't win next week's game by 4, then I don't know, man. I'll do something.
Then they're not winning the league.
All right.
Oh, another game we didn't mention. Not
What's up?
huge, but I mean,
Go ahead.
Liverpool tomorrow, man, versus Crystal Palace.
Oh, I didn't have that in prediction. Yeah. I had that
Yeah,
my old prediction sheet. All right. Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Liverpool. All right, Daniel, you
Liverpool
can go ahead and
2-0.
start.
Oh,
All right,
my bad.
Liverpool 2-0. Oh, you're good, Guti. You talked about it. I should let you start. I'm gonna say Liverpool 3-1, 3-1, because I'm really hoping that they don't get a clean sheet. This is my selfish. This is because I'm selfish.
Damn,
So I said 3-1
need them
because
to
it's
get that
selfish.
clean sheet.
I wanted to say 3-0, but I'm gonna say 3-1 because I'm selfish.
I think 4-0.
Wow, Alaba just scored a cracker free kick. You said 4-0?
Yeah.
All right.
They are
All right,
home,
guys.
so let's see what everybody has points.
Would it change it if it was away?
Of course, I think
Nah, they're home.
Crystal
They're
Palace
home.
would win 4-0.
Listen, they're home. We're hearing enough that they're home, man. Like we got our boy over there, Nico, doing the sideline reporting tomorrow.
Oh man, you already know he's gonna be every play about Luis Diaz.
every
He's gonna be
play,
on it like that.
he's just on snaps, man. He did go. That stadium looks really nice. The PSG stadium.
PSG?
Yeah, he went to it and it looked
Oh, it
really
does
nice.
look
From the
nice.
videos they sent us, it looked really nice.
Been nice.
But
Dano, you're gonna need an absolute game from Salah without Liverpool getting an assist or without Liverpool getting a clean sheet and with Arnold not getting any assists because I'm going against you in fantasy. Let me just add that in there. But yeah.
So you
all right.
Arnold,
What's up, Daniel?
he needs Arnold's assists. That's calm.
Okay, but I'm beating you by like a lot right now, so I'm saying you need to have a really good game.
You need to have a very good and detailed game, and no Trent assists, but Salah
No
goals.
Trent involved, no clean sheet for Liverpool. They have to concede, and Salah has to score every goal.
Listen,
like
I need them to concede as well. Because Nico has I need them to concede, but not against Saha. Because Nico has Saha and Robertson. So I can't have a Robertson assist. I can't have a clean sheet, nor a Saha goal contribution. Because I'm up by 5
That's like the
points right
opposite of what Mikey wanted. He's like, I need a Spurs clean sheet, and I really can't have them concede by Kane.
Well, we were watching, and Kane scored, and Reese got an assist. Cucurella got an assist.
Right,
no, Reese
right.
got a
They all
goal.
got involved.
Reese
They all got involved.
Jonjo had 4 goal involvements that game, I think.
That was ridiculous.
because
Wait, four
Richard-
though?
Richarlison goal took Mikey's Lloris clean sheet away. No, I mean, no, sorry. No, you're right. I think he had 3. Chilwell
No,
assist,
Charleston didn't
Reese,
score.
Chilwell assist, 3 goals. I had a Sterling
Chilwell didn't
assist.
play either.
Not Chilwell, Cucurella assist.
Oh,
Cucurella
okay.
assist, Reese James goal, Kane goal, and Kane assist. No, I don't remember.
No,
But
no, Kane didn't
Mikey's
have
at
an
4.
assist. No way, bro.
Maybe Mikey got confused because I had Sterling and Sterling got a goal contribution for me. So maybe he got.
Let me check the
confused.
update. That should low key be an own goal. I feel
You
like that
want,
was
you
out.
want to share? You want to share? Oh, I thought you were gonna share the table on the team on the screen, the fixtures. But
Oh,
it's all right,
I
you can share.
can, but yeah, I'll share. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah, I think we're at 50, so we're an hour now. So after you show that, we'll wrap up. We're done after you show that.
Yep. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just give me like 1 second.
Oh,
Pull it
you're
up
good.
here.
Beautiful beard that you have.
Alright.
Beautiful
Thank
beard.
you.
It's beautiful.
I'm growing it out.
Are you gonna shave it or something?
Good, you're beautiful.
I'm finally
Yeah,
getting a
I'm trying
haircut
to-
on
Trying
Wednesday.
to hold on to it for a while. Alright,
should tie
here's
it
the
up.
league, and let me see if I can share it on my phone. If not, I could always just switch the camera. Oh, you have to let me share.
Just send it. I don't know.
Okay,
I
then I'll
can't.
switch. I'll switch my
Oh,
camera.
we'll show it next
I'll
week.
switch
We can
my-
show it next week too. It doesn't matter. Oh, or you can
hold
do it with
on.
your camera.
Boom, boom, boom. There you go, boys. Can you
Yeah.
see that?
Okay, man.
This
Look at me. I'm only
is-
up.
oh,
I'm only
this
up
is,
6 points, man. It's scary. It's scary. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm Jordan 96, 97 because I won last year, so I'm going back to back. Don't mind me in the table right now. It's only been 1 week. It's only been 1 week. I lost last
Yeah,
year
so
too.
that's how it's looking right now.
Listen, I was-
I'm going against Daniel. Right. Where's Daniel?
What's the score looking like?
Which one's Daniel? Am I blind? Oh, he's like 2 above me at Dizzy Reloaded. But yeah. That's
it.
how it's looking.
All right. Anything else that you guys want to mention before we sign off until next week?
Nah.
No.
No. All right.
No,
You guys
Gucci.
have. Oh.
What?
What did you say, Daniel?
Oh, nothing.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Daniel's different, man. All right, so that's it. That's all that we have for this week. Hopefully next week, we'll have more Man United to talk about. Man United slander. Actually, I hope not. I hope it's a good game, but I have a feeling.
I hope Sancho hat trick then.
Will we record next week before the Man United game or after? We might record next week before the Man United game. So we'll talk about that preview again. I just want to make sure. Yeah, the game's on Monday, so we will definitely do the episode before. We should have actually waited till next episode to do that. I thought it was on Sunday though. That's my bad. But that's it. Everyone have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll see you guys next week and have a good one.
Bye.
Peace.